At the imperial palace of the Great Qian dynasty, in the capital city of this parallel world, a tranquil morning unfolds. The former emperor Tu Qianjun has died in battle, and his fourth son, Tu Ye, is now being pushed toward the throne. However, Tu Ye was never the heir designated by Tu Qianjun because he was known as a complete wastrel who indulged in debauchery and incompetence. The only reason he is inheriting the throne is the support of corrupt officials. Hearing all of this, Tu Ye looks completely confused, especially when he hears himself described as a useless emperor. He even wonders whether they are actually talking about him. Not long ago, he was still a modern man watching dance videos while browsing a certain forum. Someone posted a question about which dynasty they would want to travel to if they could go back in time, and after reading it, he gave his laptop the middle finger and dismissed the whole idea as ridiculous. Tu Ye immediately fired back on the forum, typing like a maniac as he argued that traveling to ancient times meant risking countless ways to die. There was no guarantee he would become some emperor with 3,000 concubines, so being born in the modern era was already the best outcome and something people should be grateful for. Yet now, after mocking time travel itself, he has somehow been thrown into this ghostly Qian dynasty with an absolutely terrible setup. Before he can process it, the bracelet on his wrist suddenly activates the national downfall system. The system greets Tu Ye as its host and introduces itself as his AI assistant, the downfall bracelet, adding that he can simply call him Downy. Tu Ye is petrified, wondering what kind of ridiculous downfall system this is and whether someone is messing with him. Downy explains that the system was generated from Tu Ye's own desires, and the condition is simple. As long as he brings about the downfall of the Qian dynasty, he can return to reality, while Downy will assist him with all his might. The moment Tu Ye hears that destroying the Qian dynasty will send him home, he stares intensely at Downy, baffled by a time travel setup unlike anything he has ever heard of. Beside him, a girl notices his strange reaction and wonders why the useless Prince Tu Ye is suddenly zoning out. He used to give her creepy smiles whenever he saw her, but something about him feels different today. Then, Tu Ye suddenly looks at her. He reacts as if he has seen something horrifying, and while he wonders what the heck he is looking at, Downy reveals that the girl is Zhao Shu, Zhao Zhuo's adopted daughter, who was given to Tu Ye as a concubine so she could monitor and control him more effectively. Tu Ye can suddenly see Zhao Shu's information and data as if he were playing a game. When he wonders why such information is visible, Downy explains that it is a warm-hearted auxiliary function granted by Big Downfall. Whenever someone is a key figure connected to the downfall target, he can access their information at any time, allowing him to know them inside and out and win 100 battles. Zhao Shu is equally astonished, wondering whether what she just saw was only her imagination. For a brief instant, when Tu Ye gazed at her, it seemed as though a spark flashed in his eyes. Tu Ye studies Zhao Shu's information, noting that she is a beautiful woman arranged by Zhao Zhuo to monitor him and is quite charming. At the same time, Zhao Shu begins wondering whether her proud acting skills have somehow been seen through by Tu Ye with only one glance. As Tu Ye continues staring at her with a troubled expression, a man suddenly calls out to him, pointing out that he has seemed distracted for quite some time and wondering whether something is on his mind. Looking at the two men before him, Tu Ye immediately wonders whether these are the corrupt officials mentioned in the opening narration and whether he can inspect their information as well. Downy identifies the first man as Li Tianyuan, the right prime minister of the Qian dynasty and the plastic brother of Zhao Zhuo. He views Tu Ye as a controllable puppet and is attempting to crown him as emperor. The other man, who is busy eating, is Zhao Zhuo, the left prime minister of the Qian dynasty and the plastic brother of Li Tianyuan. He also sees Tu Ye as a controllable puppet and is likewise attempting to place him on the throne. Tu Ye's expression turns grim as he examines their data. Li Tianyuan's political power and Machiavellianism values are practically off the charts, while Zhao Zhuo's values are slightly lower, but he has no obvious weaknesses, making him like a hexagonal warrior. Watching Tu Ye's expression, Zhao Shu is stunned because it is the first time she has seen such a cold gaze from him. And although it feels terrifying, she also finds it strangely exhilarating. Zhao Zhuo then addresses Li Tianyuan, remarking that Tu Ye is probably worried the throne he is about to seize will not be stable. Tu Ye calmly dismisses that possibility because he actually wants the throne to become unstable as soon as possible and the country to collapse even faster. Zhao Shu, meanwhile, is shocked that even after being insulted by her adoptive father, Tu Ye remains perfectly calm, making her wonder when he became so inscrutable. Zhao Zhuo rises from his seat and brings up the real problem. Before his death, the late emperor's will clearly named Tu Su, who is currently leading troops outside the capital, as the one who should ascend the throne. Only then does Tu Ye learn that the previous emperor's designated heir is Tu Su, who is still away from the capital commanding soldiers. Zhao Zhuo continues explaining that they are currently defying the late emperor's final will by preparing to support Tu Ye's ascension. Tu Ye immediately understands why these two prime ministers are able to remain so brazenly inside the capital. While smacking the coffin, Zhao Zhuo remarks that Tu Qianjun probably will not suddenly burst out of it and kill them, but the same cannot be guaranteed when it comes to Tu Su. He then approaches Tu Ye and points out that news of the late emperor's death has not spread yet. With the imperial seal currently in their hands, Zhao Zhuo proposes striking first by issuing an imperial decree ordering Tu Su to accompany the late emperor in death. Tu Ye weighs the proposal carefully. If he follows their plan and issues the decree to kill Tu Su, his own throne will become secure. But that does absolutely nothing to help him destroy the country quickly. Worse, he knows he will only become a puppet controlled by these two men. The late emperor's body is still warm, yet his two most trusted ministers are already defying his final wishes and conspiring to crown a useless prince so they can control the entire realm through him. On top of that, Tu Ye cannot even watch dramas here. There are no cute girls for him to watch, and he is being manipulated by these two old coins. The thought leaves him appalled. He has no desire to live like this for another second, but he still has no idea what he should do. Then his attention lands on the imperial seal. Without warning, Tu Ye grabs it, immediately startling Zhao Zhuo, while he decides that he might as well bring everything crashing down right here. Zhao Zhuo is horrified and demands to know what he is doing. As Tu Ye raises the imperial seal away from him, Zhao Zhuo presses him over the meaning behind such an action. Meanwhile, Tu Ye focuses on a much simpler possibility. If he dies here, it would be almost as if the Qian dynasty itself were finished, making the outcome perfect for his goal. With that in mind, he silently urges Zhao Zhuo to take him down. Tu Ye declares that since he is the emperor, the imperial seal will remain with him from that day forward, and whether someone lives or dies will be entirely up to him. Meanwhile, Zhao Shu wonders if Tu Ye has always been the kind of man bold enough to confront Zhao Zhuo so openly, and hearing his domineering words makes her blush. When Tu Ye challenges everyone to reveal who supports him and who opposes him, she studies his expression and tense body language, finding him incredibly bold. Her face grows even redder as she continues watching him taunt Zhao Zhuo, and she begins to suspect that his previous behavior was nothing more than an act. With the imperial seal now in Tu Ye's hands, Zhao Shu believes he is finally revealing his true self, while Zhao Zhuo must be absolutely furious. Sure enough, Zhao Zhuo erupts, accusing Tu Ye of becoming arrogant before he has even ascended the throne. Since he has the power to raise him up, he also has the power to drag him back down. Instead of backing off, Tu Ye continues provoking him, urging him to hurry up and kill him. At the same time, he recalls that Zhao Zhuo has a martial prowess value of 77, so he hopes the man will not disappoint him. Zhao Zhuo finally charges forward, threatening to choke him to death, while Zhao Shu desperately tries to stop him and urges him to calm down. Before the conflict goes any further, Li Tianyuan intervenes, pointing out that they all share the same goal and proposing that everyone calm down first. Seeing how composed Li Tianyuan remains only disappoints Tu Ye. Then a smirk appears as he decides they need to add a little more fuel to the fire. Just as Li Tianyuan prepares to continue, Tu Ye suddenly lets the imperial seal slip from his hand. It crashes against the ground. Li Tianyuan's expression instantly turns grim, while Zhao Zhuo looks completely horrified. Tu Ye casually brushes it off as an accident, claiming it simply slipped from his hand. Of course, he knows exactly what the imperial seal represents. It symbolizes the destiny and authority of the Qian dynasty, serving as the emperor's command over the countries and as a token representing rule over the world. Tu Qianjun once called himself the Qian Yuan Emperor, implying that the Qian dynasty could continue for generations. Because of that, Tu Ye knows destroying the imperial seal is a capital offense, and he refuses to believe Li Tianyuan can endure such an extreme provocation. Watching Li Tianyuan's terrifying expression, Tu Ye wonders whether he will finally kill him right there and allow him to complete his task of destroying the country. Zhao Zhuo is already so furious that he aggressively points at Tu Ye, yet he is practically speechless. Just as he prepares to continue scolding him, someone stops him. Li Tianyuan insists that their majesty is merely joking, and since the entire world belongs to Tu Ye, a single piece of jade hardly matters. Even if it breaks, there is no need to make such a big issue out of it. Once again, Tu Ye is disappointed. Li Tianyuan then reminds him that it is already getting late and recommends that he rest early, leaving the remaining matters for another day. With that, Li Tianyuan and Zhao Zhuo both turn to leave, but Tu Ye tries to stop them, challenging whether the emperor and common people are not supposed to be equal under the law and whether they truly have no intention of killing him. A short while later, Zhao Zhuo meets with Li Tianyuan inside another building and immediately declares that they need to find some way to eliminate Tu Ye. Li Tianyuan counters by questioning whether he understands the consequences of doing that. Zhao Zhuo cannot see what consequences there could possibly be, even criticizing him as a spineless fool for continuing to address the kid Tu Ye as your majesty. Li Tianyuan faces him and bluntly calls him foolish. He then forces Zhao Zhuo to consider what would happen if Prince Tu Ye suddenly died under suspicious circumstances in the capital, while Prince Tu Su was outside leading troops. As trusted ministers of the late emperor, the two of them would almost certainly become the first targets of Tu Su's investigation and punishment. Zhao Zhuo is stunned, as Li Tianyuan explains that the destruction of the imperial seal has already cost them an important bargaining chip against Tu Su. Because of that, their only option is to rely on Tu Ye successfully ascending the throne, meaning they cannot eliminate him right now. Zhao Zhuo suddenly stops and questions whether Li Tianyuan is suggesting that Tu Ye deliberately destroyed the imperial seal specifically to prevent him from killing Tu Su. Li Tianyuan confirms it. Originally, Tu Su is a major obstacle standing in Tu Ye's path to the throne, but now that Tu Ye's ascension has become practically certain, he has reason to reconsider his relationship with Tu Su. Across the otherworld continent, countless countries fight for dominance while countless lives suffer. Yet the Qian dynasty ultimately succeeds in pacifying the region and unifying the northern continent. Because Tu Su controls immense military power, his existence forces the ministers at court to move carefully and prevents them from overshadowing Tu Ye too aggressively. If they pressure Tu Ye too far, he may simply allow Tu Su to enter the capital and destroy all of their plans, which is a risk they cannot afford to take. Li Tianyuan even considers the possibility that Tu Ye could use the triangular relationship between them to keep everyone under control. Still doubtful, Zhao Zhuo questions whether Li Tianyuan is overthinking everything and whether Tu Ye truly has the intelligence to calculate that far ahead. Rather than answering directly, Li Tianyuan brings up Tu Ye's earlier words about the emperor and common people being equal under the law. Those words originally belonged to Wei Xingluo, the chief minister of the Qian dynasty from 100 years ago. Back then, Wei Xingluo receives enormous favor from the Qian king, commands immense influence, and stands virtually above everyone else. However, after losing the Qian king's trust, he is ultimately sentenced to death by dismemberment. In their minds, Tu Ye appears with a sinister grin, while they are reduced to helpless puppets being manipulated in his hands. Zhao Zhuo refuses to accept that comparison. He is not Wei Xingluo, and he has no intention of bowing to Tu Ye. In his view, everything Tu Ye relies on comes from Tu Su's military strength, so since Tu Ye has yet to issue any orders, he intends to send someone to kill Tu Su himself and then place the blame entirely on Tu Ye. As far as he is concerned, the final result will be the same. Li Tianyuan gives no response as he sinks into deep thought. His eyes glisten as he reflects on the real reason they supported Tu Ye in the first place. Among the late emperor's many sons, he appeared to be the easiest one to control. But now that assumption no longer seems so certain. Li Tianyuan then imagines Tu Ye standing at the head of countless people before breaking into sinister laughter. With an evil expression, he reflects that the late emperor's descendants are truly entertaining. Meanwhile, Tu Ye is peacefully sleeping in his bed. Then his bloodshot eyes suddenly snap open, and he complains about how unbearably boring everything is. The food is terrible, the games are dull, He has to read memorials even though he cannot recognize a single character. And nothing about this place or this era feels enjoyable. Without phones or computers, he feels like he is going to die from boredom. Then he suddenly notices someone standing in the corner of the room. Tuye stares in confusion when he sees Zhao Shu there. Blushing, Zhao Shu explains that she needs to attend to him in the bedchamber. Tuye's expression goes blank for a moment. Then, his face suddenly turns red as he starts drooling, immediately deciding to take back everything he just complained about.